Skadoosh ASMR Heavy. Hello there, hello there, hello there. It's me, your best bird with ASMR. Good. We're back with another video today. Goose says hello. Goose sends his regards. Goose. Guten Tag. Guten Tag. We've got another quiz-based video for you. From me to you today. We've got 100 questions for you. And we're going to fly through them. We're going to fly through them today. We're going to fly through them. We're going to fly through them. We are going to fly through them. Okay. I'm going to give you the question. I'm only going to read it once. I'm going to read it once and then we're going to give you the answer. Like I say, it's going to be quick, pretty quick fire and overall. Pretty quick fire. So, without further ado, I bring to you a quiz-based video. So sit back, relax. It's about to begin. In which English seaside town was faulty towers set? In which English seaside town was faulty towers set? And the answer, of course, is Torquay. If you said Torquay, you got it correct. Name the slowest animal in the world. Name the slowest animal in the world. Name the slowest animal in the world. If you said the three-toed sloth, you would have got it correct. What are the names of Harry Potter's parents? What are the names of Harry Potter's parents? If you said Lily and James, you would have got it correct. Lily and James. What Catalonia is a region of what country? If you said Spain, If you said pain with an S, Spain, you got it correct. What? Who wrote Oliver Twist? Who wrote Oliver Twist? If you said Charles Dickens, little Charlie Dickens, yeah, you got it correct. Well done. What do you call a pack of jellyfish? What is a pack of jellyfish called? If you said a bloom, a bloom of jellyfish, then you would have got it correct. Where is the 2028 Olympics going to be held? The 2028 Olympics. If you said LA, Los Angeles, USA. Let's go USA. If you said Team LA, if you said Los Angeles for the 2028 Olympics, you got it correct. Who discovered penicillin? Who discovered penicillin? Who discovered penicillin? If you said Alexander Fleming, yeah. Alexander Fleming is the answer, so if you got it correct, well done. The UK driving laws say drivers must stop at a zebra crossing for waiting pedestrians. True or false? So in the UK driving laws, it says a driver must stop at a zebra crossing for a waiting pedestrian. Is that true or false? True or false? If you said false, you're going to correct. Well done. What colour is most of the toilet paper in France? All of their toilet paper is a certain colour. What colour is it? What colour is the toilet paper in France? I question this one really. I should Google it, but we'll go with it. The answer is pink. Most of the toilet paper in France is apparently pink. That's crazy. How many keys does a classic piano have? How many keys does a classic piano have? If you said 88, 2 fat ladies, 88. 2 BBW, 88. If you said 88, then you got it correct. Well done. What was the brand Nike originally called? What was the original name of the brand Nike? What was it originally called? If you said Blue Ribbon Sports, you got it correct. How many countries of the world begin with the letter Z, or Z, Z or Z, ZZ, ZZ, ZZ. Which, how many countries of the world begin with the letter Z? How many? I think, based on, the answer is 2, and I think, and off the top of my head, it's Zambia and Zimbabwe. It's the 2 countries, but I can't think of any other one, so it's got to be 2 in it. 2 must be correct. How many countries of the world begin with Z? It's 2. You got it correct, well done. What do the letters DC stand for in the United States capital, Washington, DC? What does DC stand for? What does DC stand for? DC in Washington, DC, what does it stand for? What does it stand for? If you said District of Columbia, you got it correct. I'd have never got that. Next, 15, question 15. In 1990, who created the World Wide Web? Who created the World Wide Web in 1990? In 1990, somebody created the World Wide Web. World Wide Web. Who did it? Who was it? Name that guy. If you said Tim Berners-Lee. If you said Tim Berners-Lee, you would have got it correct. Well done. Good job. What is the name of Usain Bolt's daughter? What is the name of Usain Bolt's daughter? If you said Olympia Lightning Bolt is crazy. Goes hard. As the kids would say, Olympia Lightning Bolt is the name. If you got it correct, well done. 17. What type of pasta translates into English as little worms? What type of pasta in English translates to little worms? If you said vermicelli, or vermicelli, I'm not sure, never heard of it. That's the one though, that's the answer, vermicelli. Which is the largest bone in the human body? Which is the largest bone in the human body? Which is the largest bone in the human body? If you said the femur, if you said the femur, I think that's the leg one, right? The long one in the leg. If you said the femur, then you got it correct. I might be wrong where it is though. It's the femur, that's the answer. Congratulations if you got it correct. If you fill a glass to the brim with ice water and ice melts, what will happen? If you fill a glass to the brim with ice water and the ice melts, what will happen? The answer is the water level drops. I don't know why, I'd assume it would overflow, but I guess in the same way that the freeze thaw, I guess when it's frozen it expands, and so when it defrosts and goes back to liquid, it becomes less, not taking up space. But I would have just said nothing happens, to be honest. But yeah, 20. What is a female deer called? What is the name of a female deer? What's the name of a female deer? What is it? What's the name? That's right, it's doe, a deer, a female deer, that's right. In which, 21, in which year did Instagram launch? What was the year did Instagram launch? Multiple choice, 2008, 2010, or 2012. What are you saying? Which one? 2008, 2010, 2012. Which are you saying? That's right, it's 2010. 2010 it launched. 2010 was the year Instagram launched. The first King of England made a law that everyone had to be in bed by 8 p.m. Is that true or false? The first King of England made it a law that everyone had to be in bed by 8 p.m. The first King of England. Is that true or false? If you said true, then you would have got it correct. Well done. Congratulations, great job. It was true. Enforcing that's another thing, but that's crazy. Which city in the entire world was the first to have an underground subway system? What is the first city in the entire world to have an underground subway system? First city in the entire world to have an underground subway system. If you said London, then you would have got it correct. London. We're going underground. 24. Where in the world was golf invented? Where was golf invented? Where was the sport? Golf invented. Where was it invented? If you said Scotland, you would have got it correct. Well done. The world's first driving ticket was given in Kent in 1896 as the driver was going 2 miles an hour over the speed limit. How fast was the driver going? And this is in miles per hour. So you might have to convert for kilometres per hour. But yeah, they were going 2 miles over the speed limit. How fast was the driver going? How fast was the driver going? How fast was the driver going? If you said 8 miles per hour in 1896 in Kent, you would have got it correct. That's how fast they were going. So the speed limit must have been 6. That's crazy. 8 miles per hour. 8 miles per hour. Next question. What name refers to a boot, a football team, and a female? What name refers to a boot, a football team, and a female? If you said Chelsea boot, Chelsea football team, and Chelsea the lady, then you would have got it correct. Well done. What 3 ingredients are typically used to make a pancake batter? What 3 ingredients are typically used to make a pancake batter? What 3 ingredients are typically used to make a pancake batter? Eggs, flour, milk is the answer. Eggs, flour, milk. Eggs, flour, milk. What is a baby goat called? 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 That's right, it's called a kid. A kid. A kid. Billy the Kid, mate. Billy Goat Scruff, Billy the Kid. What was the name of Miley Cyrus's Disney character? What was the name of Miley Cyrus's Disney character? What was the name of Miley Cyrus's Disney character? That's right. It's Hannah Montana. Hannah Montana. Hannah Montana. Hannah Montana. OG show. Where was William Shakespeare born? 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 That's right. He was born in Stratford upon Avon. Stratford upon Avon. Stratford upon Avon. What river runs through Paris? What river runs through Paris? What river runs through it? That's right. It's the Seine. The Seine. I'm pretty sure I'm saying that right, but if not, apologies. In Harry Potter, which animal represents Hufflepuff House? What is the animal that represents Hufflepuff in Harry Potter? In Harry Potter, what animal represents Hufflepuff House? If you said a badger, you would have got it correct. Well done. What university did Stephen Hawking go to? What university did Stephen Hawking go to? What university did Stephen Hawking go to? If you said Cambridge, then you would have got it correct. What activist wrote, "No one is too small to make a difference"? What activist wrote, "No one is too small to make a difference"? What activist wrote, "No one is too small to make a difference"? If you said Greta Thunberg, mate. If you said Greta Thunberg, you would have got it correct. What did Orlando Bloom and Katy Perry name their first child? What did Orlando and Bloom and Katy Perry name their first child? What was the name of their first child? If you said Daisy Bloom, you would have got it correct. In the popular TV series Gavin and Stacey, how many times had Stacey been engaged before Gavin? Stacey had been engaged a number of times before Gavin. How many there? In the popular TV show Gavin and Stacey. If you said not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4, but 5 times. 5 times. That's how many times Stacey was engaged before Gavin. How many valves does the heart have? 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 How many valves? How many valves? If you said 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. If you said 4, you would have got it correct. What year was Marmite invented? Multiple choice. Marmite was invented in, was it 1899, 1902, or 1929? One more time. 1899, 1902, or 1929? Which one? If you said 1902, you would have got it correct. 1902 was the year Marmite was invented. What year was the Blackpool Tower devastated by a fire? Once again, multiple choice. Blackpool Tower was devastated by a fire in, was it 1897, 1900, or 1901? 1897, 1900, or 1901? 1897, 1900, or 1901? Which one? If you said 1897, you would have got it correct. date did the first UK lockdown for COVID commence? We want the date, month and the year. What date did the UK first lockdown? What year for COVID? What was the date that the UK first locked down for COVID? Want the full date? It was the 23rd of the 3rd, 2020. 23rd of the 3rd, 2020. 23rd of the 3rd, 2020. Crazy. Which energy and sports drink was invented in Newcastle by chemist William Owen? William Owen invented a sports drink, an energy and sports drink, and he was in Newcastle. What was that drink? What was the drink? What was the drink? What was the drink? If you said Lucozade, that's right. William Owen created Lucozade. If you got it correct, well done. Jeff Bezos, CEO of Amazon, started his business in what room? What room did Jeff Bezos start his business? Amazon. What year? What room was Amazon made in? What room was Amazon made in by Jeff Bezos? If you said the garage. If you said the garage. If you said the garage, you got it correct. Well done. Including Donald Trump. How many US presidents have been impeached as of 2022? How many US presidents as of 2022, including Donald Trump, have been impeached? How many? If you said 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. If you said 3, you would have got it correct. Well done. Which home furnishing retailer closed all of its stores for good in April 2020? Which home furnishing retailer closed all of its stores for good in April 2020? If you said Cath Kidstone, never heard of them, but if you said Cath Kidstone, you would have got it correct. Who became the nation's PE teacher during lockdown? Who became the nation's PE teacher here in the UK during lockdown? Who was it? He did a at-home workout every day for people at home. If you said Joe Wicks. If you said Joe Wicks, you'd got it correct. If you said Joe Wicks. Name the pair that made up Strictly's first ever same-sex couple. Who were the pair that made up Strictly Come Dancing's first ever same-sex couple? If you said Nicola and Katya, then you would have got it correct, because that was the year that Nicola Adams was with Katya. Next is, which social media app did Donald Trump try to block in the USA? In the US, which application did Donald Trump try to block? Which application did Donald Trump try to block? If you said TikTok. If you said TikTok, you would have got it correct. Which TV show returned in 2020 with Gino D'Acampo as the presenter? Which TV show returned in 2020 with Gino D'Acampo? If my grandmother was a wheel, she would have been a bike. That guy. Well, he was the presenter of a classic TV quiz show that returned in 2020. What was the show? If you said Family Fortunes, our survey says. If you said it's Family Fortunes, you'd have got it correct. Which channel did TV show Taskmaster leave Dave for in 2020? In 2020, the TV show Taskmaster left Dave, the channel Dave, and it went to another channel. What was the channel? If you said Channel 4, you got it correct. What car brand makes the model Duster? What car brand makes the model the Duster? What car brand makes the model Duster? If you said Dacia. If you said Dacia Duster, Dacia makes the Duster. That was question 50. What type of animal is a booby? If you said a booby is a bird, you would have got it correct. How many stomach compartments does a cow have? If you said 4, if you said not 1, not 2, not 3, but 4, then you would have got it correct. Cocktail. A cocktail containing vodka, spicy ginger beer, and lime juice is known as what? So one more time. Vodka, spicy ginger beer, and lime juice. That makes a cocktail called that's right, a Moscow Mule. If you said Moscow Mule, then you're going to correct. What was stolen from the Louvre on the 21st of August 1911? Which is crazy because they just tried to nick some stuff from there recently. The Mona Lisa is the answer. That was what was nicked from the Louvre in 1911. What year was the United Nations founded? What year was the UN founded? Was it 1945, 1950, or 1955? 45, 50, or 55? 1945, 1950, or 1955? If you said 1945, you would have got it correct. What year was the Grand Nations? What is the longest canal in Britain? What is the longest canal in Britain? What is the longest canal in Britain? The longest canal in Britain is called the Grand Union. Grand Union, Grand Union. What's the third largest city in the UK? What's the third largest city in the UK? What is the third largest city in the whole of the United Kingdom? If you said Glasgow, if you said Glasgow, you're correct. Which desert takes its name from the Arabic word for desert? Which desert takes its name from the Arabic word for desert? If you said Sahara, desert, you're correct. Who wrote Heart of Darkness? Who wrote Heart of Darkness? Who wrote Heart of Darkness? If you said Joseph Conrad, you're correct. Joseph Conrad. Where is Oscar Wilde buried? Where is Oscar Wilde buried? Where is Oscar Wilde buried? If you said Paris, if you said Paris in France, you would have got it correct. Larissa is a moon of which planet? Larissa is a moon of which planet? Larissa is a moon of which planet? If you said Neptune, if you said Neptunes, the moons of Neptune, then you would have got it correct. What is the study of heredity referred to as? What is the study of heredity referred to as? If you said genetics, you would have got it correct. Genetics. Which British actress won the Oscar for Best Actress in 2019? 2019, a British actress won the award for Best Actress. Who was it? That's right, it was Olivia Colman. If you said Olivia Colman, you would have got it correct. Well done. When Doctor Who was revived in 2005, who played the Doctor? Who was the Doctor that came back for Doctor Who in 2005? If you said that's right, Christopher Eccleston. If you said that, correct. Next is, where is the most northerly racecourse in the UK? If you said Perth, which you think is Australia, but it's not Perth, you got it correct. Which tennis greats participated in the Battle of the Sexes in 1973? Which tennis aces were the two that competed in the Battle of the Sexes in 1973? If you said Billie Jean and Bobby Riggs, you would have got it correct. Which Blondie track is with the lyrics, "Once I had a love and it was a gas." Once I had a love and it was gas. If you said Heart of Glass, you would have got it correct. I'm not sure if that's been butchered. That sounds wrong, but we roll with it. Heart of Glass. What boys gave us Barbara Ann? What boys gave us Barbara Ann? What boys gave us Barbara Ann? If you said Beach Boys. If you said Beach, that's correct. What was Princess Diana's name and title before her marriage? What was her name and title before her marriage? The answer is Lady Diana Spencer. What star of the 1920s was known as the Latin Lover and featured in the Bangles hit Manic Monday? Which 1920s star was known as the Latin Lover and featured in the Bangles hit Manic Monday? If you said Rudolph Venetillo. If you said Rudolph Venetillo, you would have got it correct. Who was British Prime Minister at the age of 24? If you said William Pitt the Younger, you would have got it correct. Okay, what's next? Who ruled England from 1653 to 1658? Who was the ruler of England from 1653 to 1658? If you said Oliver Cromwell, you You would have got it correct. In which country was Richard E. Grant born? Which country was Richard E. Grant born? Richard E. Grant born. If you said Swaziland now, Eswatini, Swaziland now, Eswatini, you would have got it correct. Next is Billy Shears. Billy Shears was whose alter ego? Billy Shears was the alter ego of a superstar back in the day. Yeah, what was it? Who was it? Who's Billy Shears? Who was Billy Shears before he became the superstar that is now? That's right, Ringo Starr. Ringo, it's me, Thomas. It's me, Thomas. Ringo Starr. Ringo Starr. Here's 75. Where do Birmingham City FC play? What's the stadium that Birmingham City FC play in? What is that stadium called? Birmingham City play in a stadium called? That's right, St Andrews. St Andrews is where they play their games. St Andrews. St Andrews. When Leicester City won the Premier League in 2016, Walker's Crisps named a flavour in their honour. What was it? So Leicester, unbelievable miracle of 5,000 to 1 won the Premier League. What did it? Walker's, the crisp company, named a flavour after them. Name me the flavour. If you said Salt and Victory, then you would have got it correct. Well done. Which successful computer game franchise was introduced by Sega in 1991? Which successful computer game franchise was introduced by Sega in 1991? That's right, it was Sonic. You know the one. What is the only breed of dog to be named after a fictional character? What is the only breed of dog to be named after a fictional character? What is the name of the only breed of dog to be named after a fictional character? The answer is the Dandy Dinmont Terrier. The Dandy Dinmont Terrier. Which war took place over 10 weeks in 1982 between Britain and Argentina? In 1982, there was a 10-week war between Britain and Argentina. What was it called? That's right, if you said the Falklands, you would have got it correct. In 1773, protesters in the USA boarded ships docked in Boston Harbor, threw the cargo overboard. What was the cargo? So in 1773, protesters in the USA boarded ships docked in Boston Harbor and threw cargo overboard. What was the cargo? What was the charge? You think I'm ill? No, it was, that's right, the answer is actually tea. They threw tea overboard in protest. Tea. According to Greek mythology, what was the name of the three-headed dog that guarded the gates to the underworld? In Greek mythology, there's a three-headed dog that guards the gate to the underworld. What was the dog's name? That's right. It's Cerberus. How many US states are there? Tell me how many US states there are. That's right, there's 50. 50. Which country's capital is Sofia? Which country has the capital city of Sofia? The capital city of Sofia is the country. That's right, Bulgaria. If you said Bulgaria, you're got it correct. Where are the world famous salt mines, which include an underground lake, 4 chapels, and salt statues? Where are the world famous salt mines, which include an underground lake, 4 chapels, and salt statues? If you said Poland, you would have got it correct. Poland. Which Philip K. Dick looks at an alternate reality where the USA is split between German and Japanese empires? Oh, which Philip K. D. book? I'm guessing it's a book. It's missing a word, I think. But yeah, which one? What's it called? There's a book. Which Philip K. D. book looks? That's what I'm guessing it's supposed to say. Tell me the answer. There's a book about USA being under German and Japanese empires. What's it called? If you said The Man in the High Castle, you would have got it correct. Who wrote Moby Dick? If you said Herman Melville, you would have got it correct. Herman Melville. Who wrote 50 Shades of Grey? Who wrote 50 Shades of Grey? If you said E.L. James, you would have got it correct. What human organs are affected by glaucoma? Glaucoma affects what human organ? That's right, the answer is the eye. What mental health issue is abbreviated to SAD? What mental health issue is abbreviated to SAD? What mental health issue is abbreviated to SAD? Seasonal affective disorder is the answer. It's when the weather gets worse and you feel sad about it. What is the common name for the disease rubella? What is the common name for the disease rubella? What's the common name for rubella? That's right, it's called German measles. German measles is the answer. Right on. 16. Frogs, toads, and salamanders are what type of animal? Frogs, toads, and salamanders are types of what animal? If you said amphibian. If you said amphibian, that's right, amphibian. True or false? Male seahorses give birth instead of females. True or false? Male seahorses give birth instead of females. True or false? That's right. That's true. That's right. It's true. Which film opens with the lion? Which film opens with the lion? People are always asking if I know Tyler Durden. People are always asking if I know Tyler Durden. What's that the opening line of a film titled? That's right. Fight Club. Soap. Fight Club. Fight Club. That's right. That's right. Fight Club. Which famous nationalist became controller of BBC Two in 1965? What famous naturalist became controller of BBC Two in 1965? Who is it? That's right. It's David Attenborough. It's a frozen planet. Survival's isn't for the weak. You know what I'm saying? Who was telling the truth? Who was telling the truth when he wrote "It's not all about the bike"? Who was telling the truth when Who was telling the truth when he wrote "It's not all about the bike"? It's not all about the bike. Who was that? Who was it? That's right. It was Lance Armstrong. Lance Armstrong. Which former England footballer attempted to defuse an armed standoff in 2010? Which former England footballer attempted to defuse a armed standoff in 2010? Who was it? Which former England footballer in 2010 tried to defuse an armed standoff? If you said Gaza, it was Gaza. Bloody Gaza. Paul Gascoigne. If you said Paul Gascoigne, you'd have it correct. Who had a hit with Let's Twist Again in 1961? Who had a hit with Let's Twist Again? Who had a hit with Let's Twist Again in 1961? That's right, it was Chubby Checker. That's right, Chubby Checker. The kids from which TV show gives us the pop hit Just So You Know? The kids from which TV show give us the hit the pop hit Just So You Know? The kids from which TV show give us the pop hit Just to Say No? That's right. If you said Grange Hill, you would have got it correct. This is the penultimate question. What is Tom Cruise's real name? Tom Cruise isn't his real name, so what's his real name? That's right, it's Thomas Cruise Mapother the Fourth. Thomas Cruise Mapother the Fourth. So I guess his real name is Tom Cruise, actually. Terrible, right? But his real name is Thomas Cruise Mapother the Fourth. Here's the final question. In 2014, a photograph of a brawl breaking out was praised for its resemblance to Renaissance art. In which country's parliament did the fight take place? In 2014, a photograph of a brawl breaking out was praised for its resemblance to Renaissance art. In which country's parliament did the fight take place? Really hard one to finish, but if you get it, and you said Ukraine, you would have got it correct and nailed it. And that was question 100. And that concludes our quiz today. Hopefully it was decent. Hopefully you did well. Let me know what you got. Did you get 3, 4, 5, 60, 70, 80? Or did you get them all right? In which case, amazing job. Thank you so much for playing with me today. The only thing left to say is, of course, have a great day. Thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. Other than that, okay, I always say, cheers, all the best, God bless. And hopefully I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye, my friends. Goodbye. Skadoosh.